Disclaimer: this lecture video is based on the module that is provided by the college and the university. Unfortunately, the said PDF module is exclusively downloadable for NEUST-CICT students only. Good day, this is your instructor Jal Konanan, and now we will going to talk about OOP, or the Object-Oriented Programming in Java. So here are the contents of this video. First, we will going to talk about what is programming in general. Number two is what is programming paradigm? What are the common programming paradigm? And we will going to differentiate the two most common programming paradigm. Number three, why Java as our programming language on approaching object-oriented programming. And number four, Java programming basics. So let's go through it, beginning with the question, what is programming? Maybe you could say that the programming is just simply writing a code. Well, in fact, it is not. It is a process of writing a computer program or software, wherein, pag sinabing process, your code should work properly. Okay? Or perhaps we can rather say that programming is a process of creating a solution by developing a fully functional software or computer program. Computer program, on the other hand, is a collection of instructions that can be executed by a computer to perform a specific task. Kaya nga kung minsan, di ba, may mga senaryo na, bakit sa MS Word gumagana yung Control-Z or yung undo? Tapos dito sa application na to, ayaw. Tapos sasabihin, hindi kasi nakaprogram sa ganyan yan. Well, that's true because as I said, computer performs a specific task based on the given instructions na ibinigay mo sa kanya. So, hindi ibig sabihin na kapag gumana yung undo sa software na ito, gagana na rin siya sa ibang equivalent software. It is based on the given instructions. And those instructions are called computer program. And remember, most computer devices require program to function properly. Ngayon, paano kung hindi nag-function properly? Okay, what if unexpectedly it doesn't work? Or let's say when I click this button, it should say hello and nothing happens. Or the user type an invalid password on your system, it should say invalid password, but still nothing happens. Maybe merong error siguro sa code mo, and those errors ay tinatawag natin na bugs or bug. And to fix those bugs, the term we use is debugging. Go back to programming. Literally, you can't write something to someone if you don't know any language. Or hindi kayo magkakaintindihan kung magkaiba kayo ng language. Because language, according to Oxford dictionaries, it is a method of human communication, either spoken or written. Same as the concept of writing a program. Your computer can't understand instructions kung hindi niya maintindihan yung language na ginagamit mo. A person can understand other person using human language, but a computer can't understand the human language. Diyan ngayon pumapasok si programming language. Because programming language helps the computer to understand what you want to do. Or rather say, it helps the computer to understand your instructions. And programming language is also consist of syntax of instructions. Actually, it's not one syntax. It is a set of syntax of instructions. And those syntax are most abbreviated, like bool for Boolean, a data type, char, a character, another data type, string args, a syntax in Java, or string arguments. We have println, or the print line. Those examples, together with the others, like statement, expressions, data type, variables, constant, comments, or simply codes, will be translated or converted into a machine language, wherein computer finally understand, which is generally composed of binary. And we all know what binary is. It is composed of ones and zeros. But the question is, papaanong nako-convert or ano yung nagko-convert ng code into machine language? Kasi kung iisipin ninyo, this code is medyo cryptic lang, pero human readable form pa din siya, and not binary. So the reason behind on this conversion is yung tinatawag natin na compiler. Now, let's proceed to our next topic, which is the programming paradigm. So what is programming paradigm? It is a programming approach, programming pattern, a way, a model or style on how you arrange your program. If we will put programming into an analogy, for example sa pagsusort ng damit or pagtitiklop ng damit, the usual style ng pagsusort ng damit or pagtitiklop is pinagsasama-sama muna yung shorts, then magkakahiwalay yung shirts, likewise the underwear. Meron ding style na uunahin muna nilang itiklopin yun sa kanila or isort yun sa kanila bago yun sa iba. And meron ding style na totally hindi natitiklopin yung damit and ilalagay na lang sa cabinet. So, ganun din sa programming. There are different variety of style na po pwede mong i-adapt and yun yung mga tinatawag natin na programming paradigm. And there are two most common na ginagamit ng mga programmer. Number one is the procedural and the other one is the object-oriented programming. So, let's start with the procedural first. Procedural programming is a step-by-step approach. The idea of this style is the computer will read and execute your code from left to right, top to bottom. Kaya nga siya tinawag din na top-to-bottom approach. When learning programming language, ito yung kadalasan na itinuturo kasi ito yung madaling maintindihan. And this is a very straightforward. Let's have an analogy again. At this time, sa pagbuo naman ng bahay, using procedural. Since it is step-by-step, hindi ka po pwede mag-start muna sa roof, then susunod mo yung window, then tsaka pa lang yung body ng bahay. It should be step by step. Body muna, then window, and then next, the roof. While in object-oriented programming, it is focused on developing a model. And those models are associated with the concept of class and objects. So, balik tayo sa analogy natin. Kung si procedural ay straightforward at step by step, si object-oriented programming is gagawa muna siya ng blueprint. And then, based dun sa blueprints, gagawa siya ng mga parts na kung ano yung bumubuo dun sa may blueprint. And then, tsaka niya pagsasama-samahin. That is the approach of object-oriented programming. Blueprint represents class na sinasabi natin kanina on the definition. And parts, those are objects. Kaya nga tinawag natin siyang object-oriented programming. Meaning to say, when you are using either OOP or procedural, you will have the same output but different approach ang ginamit mo sa kanila. So yun naman pala, bakit kailangan pa natin mag-iba ng style, paradigm, or approach sa pagpo-program kung magkakaroon lang din naman pala sila ng same output? So one of the advantages using OOP is based dun sa class or yung blueprint na tinatawag natin, you can reuse blueprints and gumawa pa ng ibang bahay na magkakaiba ang property like kulay pero sa isang blueprint lang siya kukuhanin. Or in real-world example, sa pagpo-program, well-written classes can be reused by new programs. Meaning to say, mas mapapadali yung pagde-develop natin ng mga applications, new applications in the future. Kasi po pwede na nating i-reuse yung mga classes or yung mga blueprints na yon pagdating dun sa may mga new program na gagawin natin. And that is the programming paradigm, the procedural programming and the object-oriented programming. But before we proceed to our next topic, I just want to clarify things up. Okay, so for the clarification, this course or yung subject natin, which is in the case of my students, ITPF01. And the description of this ITPF01 is Object-Oriented Programming 1. We all know that the OOP is one of many approach in programming. And hindi naman po pwedeng pseudocode lang yung gagawin natin para ma-practice yung approach ni OOP sa pagpoprogram. So kailangan natin dyan ng programming language. And that is the reason why we will going to use Java. I just want to clarify also na hindi ibig sabihin na kapag ka OOP ay Java na or vice versa. Meron kasi tayong tinatawag na object-oriented language wherein pwede kang mag-OOP, pwede kang mag-procedural dun sa programming language na yon. And isa lang dito yung Java. Actually, pwede tayo mag-PHP, pwede tayo mag-JavaScript, C++, Python, o di kaya Ruby, and many more. Lahat yan ay object-oriented. But based on our written syllabus, we will going to use Java. So, why Java? Here are the benefits when using Java. Number one, syntax are identical to C++, except Java eliminates some C++ more complex features. Number two, object orientation. Ito yung sinasabi natin kanina. Pwede siya sa procedural, pwede siya sa OOP. Internet-related features like applets na nagraran sa mga browsers, servlets na nagraran sa mga web servers, extensive library of classes na pwede na natin gamitin anytime at tatawag-tawagin na lang natin tong mga to, like swing classes for graphical user interface and Java Database Connectivity or yung JDBC na tinatawag for communicating with database. And open source availability of the Java Development Kit. Java also has two types of application. Ito yung tinatawag natin na console or yung CLI, command line interface, or yung windowed or yung graphical user interface. In general, programming, hindi lang naman sa Java, it is like solving puzzles. May mga tasks tayo na dapat i-perform. And ganun din yung computer, like input, process, output. Ganun din si Java. Developing a Java applications has several steps. Number one, writing a code, then compiling a code, which is yung compiler ang gumagawa niyan. Kung natatandaan ninyo, siya yung taga-convert ng code para maintindihan ni computer. Number three, executing application kung walang error. Pero kapag may error, sabi ko nga, si compiler will display an error message on your command prompt diagnostic information. Nakatulad nito. Before we proceed to our next topic, which is the installation of Java Development Kit, I just want to ask your point of view about this question. The compiler detects errors, but why doesn't fix them? Please share your thoughts and opinions by writing it on the comment sections below. For the installation, the link is on the description on this video. It will redirect you on the JDK downloads. Click this one, then scroll down and find the compatible installer on your machine. In my case, Windows 64-bit installer. Click this .exe. Check this one, then download the JDK. After that, find the installer and then double-click nyo lang. It is a wizard installation kaya next, agree, finish, or close lang yung mga options nyo dito. After that, click close, then proceed na tayo sa configuration. First thing to do is open command prompt to check kung gumagana yung compiler natin by typing Java C. Then kapag lumabas na it's not recognized, open tayo ng Window Explorer. Then go to Drive C, Program Files, Java, your JDK version, then bin folder. Copy the location folder. Then open tayo ng control panel, search System, Advanced System Settings, Environment Variables. Dun sa System Variables, hanapin niyo yung variable na path. Click Edit, New, then paste niyo yung kinapin natin na directory kanina. And then, click OK. Then, close nyo lahat ng mga naka-open na window. Again, open Command Prompt or CMD to check our Java compiler, Java C, and when it's not saying not recognized, your Java is already configured. And that is the end of chapter 1. On the next video, we're going to create our first Java program, and we will going to discuss its structure. I hope you learned something on this video. Thank you and God bless.